whatever it's worth, right? Whoever sells it. Wrong.
I'm Charlie. Welcome to Moving Home with Charlie, and thank you for coming.
Charlie Landing grew up in Sussex, is the founder of BestAgent and presenter of Moving Home with Charlie.
If you want to find one of these guys, look out for those compassionate professionals. All estate agents are not the same.
So Charlie, what would be your advice for people interested in buying new builds right now?
Don't overpay. Do buy, but don't overpay.
That's why I say disregard the guff. Read into the numbers and look, and it's buried. The bad news is buried in the small print, okay?
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Property Press Awards.
They may or may not be telling the truth, but you should form your own view. Get out and view, get out and view, get out and view. You cannot be in a position to make offers and have the offers accepted if you're not viewing. Just be out there viewing. Pay attention to the back of the class. If you've not been watching my videos, I did one just a couple of days ago. Disregard the guff, guys.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this impromptu live stream this evening where I want to talk you through the most recent print of the BestAgent house price index, or the All Homes Index, I call it. Forgive my voice, got a bit of a cold, but I think I'm through the worst of it. I hope you're all having a great week so far. Today's been Monday. It's been a really, really terrible Monday for me. I've had so many things go wrong. So hopefully I can get through this short live stream to update you about what's really happening, as far as I can tell, at the front line of house prices. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name's Charlie Landon. This is Moving Home with Charlie. My reason for being here is to help people who need to move house. And I think that all of the currently, I'm speaking quietly, by the way, into the microphone because I've got sleeping children and stuff. I don't want to wake them up. I think all the existing house price indices are each in their own unique way very unhelpful. Okay. Rightmove's wild asking prices index, which is only new properties that came on this month, not everything on the market. So they never give you an indication of what's happening with price reductions and everything else. Zupa's index is just a mystery. I can't figure out how it's calculated. It's a mixture of everything, and it just doesn't seem to tally up with the other indices very much. Nationwide and Halifax are a little bit more useful in that they're quite close to the transaction being agreed. So there's only a 2 or 3 month time lag with those, but they're mortgages only. They exclude cash transactions. They're quite small samples, and that they can, they can't always, they're not always very helpful. And the land registry, I mean, when it finally catches up, it's nice to know what actually happened, but it's so far behind that every time they release news from the land registry, it's just bewildering and confusing because it's so out of date. Like last week when it said, oh, the house prices are going up year on year, but that was like 9 months out of date, literally. So with that all in mind, I'm going to talk you through the BestAgent All Homes Index and explain what's different about it, and specifically what I think it's showing this month. All right. Are you ready? Who have you got this evening? Hi guys, Y18FA, Visual Ghoul, Annie Anonymous, Multi Beast, Jim Bob. Hi guys. Let's see what we've got here. This is just going to be a quick one, but let's just start. This is England. Okay, so what we've got here is England only. I've also got Wales, but and it's all linked below. If you want to go and see these pages for yourself, just go and check out below. And this is a snapshot of all publicly available homes for sale and to let asking prices, published asking prices. It doesn't show agreed prices yet. BestAgent, it is our absolute intention and desire and plan to have an actual offers price index in due course, but that's a little way off, but it's coming one day. But for now, I wanted to put up what I think is the most helpful at telling you what's happening. So with these two lines you've got here, the top line is the data of actual sales agreed. And in my opinion, these are the only numbers that really matter, because everything else that's not selling doesn't really matter what the asking price is, does it? But it's quite interesting to compare them. So we've got the top line. And this, by the way, the snapshot is compared with about 2 weeks ago. Okay, so it's just comparing about 2 weeks. Now, 2 weeks ago, we barely got out of the summer holidays. So to see the total number of homes has jumped up 7.7% in 2 weeks is only about, my maths is going to desert me this evening, but about 4,000. It's still, what you'd expect at this time of year, but it's an interesting and encouraging jump in the number of properties going sale agreed. Now, 7.7% of 62,000 is quite a small number. Below it, 5.4% jump in total homes listed for sale. These are separate from the ones that are under offer and asking. And that's gone up 5%, which is more like, 19,000 more there. So about 3 times as many homes gone for sale as have gone under offer, which gives you a clue of what's happening. Okay, more properties coming on the market than are going under offer. Now, moving across to the median price here. This is what I think is the most important individual figure, because it is the published asking price of all homes. It's the median, not the average. You can see the average to the right is a much higher number. The median is a much more typical price. And that's come down. A weird thing happened. So a month ago, it was down at 280,000, and then it went up to 290,000, and then it came back down again. And I think looking at the number of properties that come on and off the market, a lot of people took their homes off the market during the summer and have come back onto the market at a much lower price. Hence this sharp 3.5% drop just in the last 2 weeks as more stuff to the market. Now, what we can see here is, so it's now 279,995. That is the median published asking price. It's not the price of the offers accepted at. It's the published asking price of properties that are where the sellers are accepting offers. And what you can see here is that there's been a drop of 3.5% in that price in the last 2 weeks, compared to the line below, which is the median price of properties for sale that are not accepting offers. They've only dropped their price 1.5%, right, or less than half as much, and they're not selling. I just think that's interesting there, right? The people getting realistic and who are dropping their price below the market are getting offers, and the people that are just dropping it less are just chasing the market down. So we've got a much, much larger number of people chasing the market down than we have actually accepting offers, which again chimes with everything that we're hearing. On the right-hand side is the average price, which is that's the metric everyone else uses. But this again, guys, this is every single property available for sale in England published on the market, 100% of them that are publicly available. And that's 383,000 homes showing as for sale, with an average of what? £481,000. How can that be the average? Well, that goes to show you how many sellers have got their heads in the clouds and are sitting there with their house on the market just not selling. And they are best ignored, these guys. Just ignore them. There's just, and those sellers and the agents that list them at those prices, frankly, deserve each other, because you're just not going to help anyone, you're not, including yourselves. So, but the average asking price of properties that are accepting offers is £130,000 lower. What does that tell you? And again, the drop amongst the selling sellers is 2.7% on the average, compared to just 0.4% on the unsold properties. Do we have any questions? Yes, Jimmy Davis got a question here. Very interesting. He says, if sales are up, do you think house price falls are ending? No, it's exactly the opposite. I think that those sales are up because house prices are falling. And as these prices here fall, this number will go up because more buyers will be able to buy as sellers get real. So I actually see this as the number of sales being agreed is ticking up because more sellers are getting real. Maybe they're desperate, maybe they're false sellers, or maybe they're just getting realistic. Who knows? Who knows? What else do we have to show on here? So this is always interesting. This number, 6.1 to 1, right? That's the number of homes listed for sale compared to the homes showing as sold, STC, or under offer. All right. Now, also, just quickly on the lettings down here. Lettings is a smaller number of properties, but there's a similar thing happening here. Look, the number of properties has gone up 7% in the last couple of weeks. That's let agreed, okay? And the asking price has come down. I think it's interesting that we're starting to see median asking prices of properties that are getting let starting to come down. That's what I've been saying for a while would happen. The year-on-year prices will not catch up with that for a while. You've got to wait until the peak of asking prices reaches the middle of the year-on-year period, so 6 months. The year-on-year doesn't start to reflect falls until 6 months after the peak was reached. Whereas what we're seeing here, I think, is a more up-to-date picture of what's happening in lettings. So it's a little bit harder to read lettings, because what happens with lettings, as you can see here, this 8.7 to 1 let properties versus let agreed, or to let versus let agreed. What happens in lettings is you get a huge number of agents leave these properties to let on the internet all the time, and they're not really to let. They're just leaving there the whole time to get inquiries and to make landlords think they've got lots of stuff to let. These numbers on lettings are much less insightful, I think, because there's just too much gaming and manipulation of them. So guys, that's all I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you that. That's what's happening in England sales prices with BestAgent. So the median, that's including London, of course, that's the whole of England. So outside London, that median price is going to be quite a lot lower. We will at some point get around to separating out London from the rest of England. But look, all those asking prices are now falling. And that's the first time I've seen that. So there's more detail there if you want to go and have a look. Click on the link below. Otherwise, I am going to thank you all for watching, bid you a very peaceful Monday night, and good luck if you are trying to sell your home. And remember, just don't overprice it and don't chase the market down. If you're dropping your price, drop it below what people expect it to be, and make sure you're below other comparable properties. And if you're a buyer, make sure you've got everything lined up: conveyancer, mortgage in principle, and search pack ready to buy. That will help you get lower offers accepted faster. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye. Good night.